Should we go into race mode? Race? No. Let's go into dynamic. Let's see if I can drive this with one hand. Get some good Starbucks this morning. And that's everything, yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Modded Motors. As you guys can clearly tell. Let's be honest, the last video was kind of rough. But we wanted to start off Vlogmas and we needed to put a video out, so we started talking about our merch. So, you know, today I promise it's going to be a little bit better, or I hope it's a little bit better. We're going to be talking about why you should buy an Alfa Romeo Giulia right now in 2022. But first we're going to start off with turning on our cars and making sure they still start, because we haven't turned them on since...
It's been a couple of weeks.
It's been a couple weeks. And if you guys know, we don't drive any of our cars because we don't have to. We don't have to go anywhere, so... It's so far good sound. So far good noises. Crystal's going to turn this on.
Oh my god, it's cold.
We literally haven't driven these in the longest. Starting off our day. You guys are going to come along with us. One car turns on. Wow, what a good car. It's gonna be shaky, guys. You know why it's gonna be shaky? Because we
don't take off all fucking crazy either.
The YouTube gods have blessed us. If you guys didn't know, you see where we're at? We look sunny and good. That was.
Why do you hold your breath?
Huh?
Why do you hold your breath?
Watch, let me show you. The sun has shined down on us for 1 hour. So all we have is, so the beginning of this clip is me at Starbucks. That's not, it's the same morning, but it's just at a different location. Excuse me, sir. So
we just have sun now.
We're trying to refilm this whole entire thing in under 1 hour, so you guys get some better quality images. So you're not looking at, you know, nothing dark gloominess and depressingness.
Depressing mood.
So anyways, this video today, if you guys don't know, we're doing Vlogmas. We're going to be posting every single day, so if you're not tuned in, make sure you tune into all of our videos, because some of them aren't going to be Alfa related, and if you guys don't watch those videos, I'll be very depressed. I'll be very honest, first video was rough. I understand that. We're talking about our merch. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. It's not the best. The thumbnail is really trash, but we want to start Vlogmas out and just post every single day.
We literally decided to do Vlogmas at 8 o'clock at night.
That's how spontaneous we are.
That's how unorganized we are.
I don't think you guys understand. We literally at 8 o'clock at night yesterday decided we're going to post for 25 consecutive days. We've only posted like 50 videos in our entire 2 years of creating content, and now we thought, wow, 25 videos of just pure content, and I don't...
We got this.
You know, so here it is.
No planning, no nothing. If
you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, you know our current path. You know we're set up for failure, 1,000% failure. If we actually do all 25 days, you got to be impressed.
Yeah, I would be impressed with myself, to be honest.
Again,
I look terrible.
We're going to be talking about why you should buy an Alfa Romeo Giulia. If you don't own an Alfa Romeo Giulia and this is your first time watching an Alfa Romeo Giulia video, you're sorely missing out. You should definitely buy one. That's the first pitch. If you're thinking, who's this guy? Why do I give a damn about his opinion? We are one of the most watched channels on the Alfa Romeo Giulia, but not only that, I used to be a sales consultant. I used to sell cars for a living, and I'm gonna give you my best possible pitch ever on why you should buy one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with this, because the main question is, are they reliable? So I'll start off with, there's like one guy that comments like on every video, says, I had one, and then I bought a second one, and they're all shit. That should go to tell you, he bought two. So...
Why does that even have to...
He bought two.
Yeah, but he didn't like them.
You know, and
that's not a point for Gryffindor.
Point over here. He bought two. You hated the cars so much, you bought two of them. You know, so... I was going to say, there's some people that don't drive Toyotas. There's some people that absolutely hate Nissan. And there's some people that will never step foot in a Honda. I have a friend, person who will never step foot in a Honda. What does that tell you? There's a bad batch in every batch.
So it comes down to preference.
It comes down to preference. It really does.
It comes down to preference on the lifestyle of the person, on what they're looking for.
I don't have blinders on. If this car was a piece of shit, I would tell you guys, that car is a piece of shit. I've had cars that are a piece of shit. I had a Mini Cooper, R56. Love the car to death.
I love Mini Coopers.
Love the car to death. It was a piece of shit. Motor blew at 56,000 miles. No fault of my own. Just a shitty car. I only drove it like less than 10,000 miles. Not a good car. I still liked it. Not a good car. This car is a good car. I've never had a problem. I've owned 2 of them. Never once left me stranded. And we'll get into a little bit more of the motor, transmission, all that good stuff. But this car has never left me stranded. Point blank. So the main reason people don't trust these cars is because, one, it has a lot of bad consumer reports, and the second portion of that is people, boomers, if you will. Boomers had these cars. They were here they sold back in 30 years ago. They sold cars here.
In the 1800s.
Back somewhere in the 1900s. I don't know.
We are the 1900s.
These cars were sold here. They left with a bad reputation, and they stopped selling here. Boo-hoo. Sad story. We know how. Yeah, me neither. We know how it goes.
Perfect.
It didn't end really well here.
No, it didn't.
They kept selling overseas, and they decided to come back with the 4C and then the Giulia, and then they kind of rebuilt their brand back over here. The people that ended up buying these still have the bad perception of the brand, overseas. They don't have a good perception of what this car is. So if you read all the consumer reports, none of them are going to say that this car broke down. Less than 5% of all negative reports are related to engine and transmission. Less than 5% is related to engine and transmission. Everything else is electrical. Technically, this is an FCA product. If you don't like FCA, this car's not for you. But if you're driving anything Mopar, if you're driving your Jeep Wrangler, because it's basically the same motor, if you're driving a Jeep Wrangler, Dodge Dart, Dodge Challenger, Dodge Charger, anything that's Mopar or Dodge related, FCA products, I would give this car a shot. There's a lot of people that went from other Dodge products to this car and are absolutely in love. Because you get something different that you don't get in Mopars or Dodge products that you get in this, which is Italian design, maybe. Right?
Yeah.
Italiano.
Really?
Right. So most consumer reports are just bad perception. Once you hear something bad about a brand, immediately that's where your head goes. It's a bad car. It's a bad car. If you look at JD Power just released customer satisfaction, Alfa Romeo won the top percent. Was the top of that. They were rated the brand's most top satisfaction with customers. How are you most satisfied, but also the worst brand? Just comes down to consumer reports. A lot of people report, this knob's not working, this is not working. My car's being weird with it. The start and stop. It's all minor stuff. Again, every car has its faults. I think from JD Power, it's moved up 2 slots since the previous year. And I think it's going to continue in that trajectory as more people fall in love with these cars and more people get more accustomed to them. Again, it's new here in the States, so a lot of people just aren't really familiar with it, and it's easy to judge a car and say it's a piece of shit when you don't really know what you're talking about. That's just my preference. That's what I don't know.
And this is our TED Talk. Thank you guys for listening.
So when it comes down to reliability, you really have to do your research. If you go into any Alfa group, no one is going to say that it's a bad car. You ask the common folk what you think, they're going to say my car's been great over X amount of years, 4 years, 5 years. Reliability, engine transmission. We're going to go back to engine transmission. This is a multi-year engine. It's basically like the sister of the Jeep Wrangler motor. It's pretty much the same thing. Transmission is a ZF transmission. If you don't like the transmission, you're saying you have problems with that transmission, you're gonna have pretty much problems with any transmission, because the same. You see the new Supra? Can you put to the Supra? Can you slide to the Supra over there? Can you guys see it?
I don't even know if I'm in frame.
Yeah, you guys can see it. All right, turn back around. They share the same transmission. Both ZF transmissions. A lot of your manufacturers share the same transmissions. So if you have a problem with this one, you probably pretty much have a problem with every well-built transmission, and you just don't like good products.
You just don't know. It comes down to the brand. It's brand. Because they wouldn't say that about that car.
Right.
So just brand.
So engine transmission, pretty reliable. I personally, again, I've owned 2 of them, never left stranded. I know a lot of other people have owned a lot of these, never left stranded. There's some that are in 100,000 miles. My last one was up to 75,000 miles. and it's ran pretty well all the way through. The problem where people get a negative perception also is the dealer network. Our dealer network is absolute garbage.
Yeah, it is.
So you go for brakes. Brakes are like what, $300-400 bucks. You know, I get some dealers charging $2,000. Oil change should be anywhere from like $100 to $140, $50, depending on where you go. Some dealers are charging $300-400. So that's what gives people the bad rap, because these cars, as expensive as they are, they shouldn't cost that much to maintain, but places still charge an arm and a leg to maintain them, which is where the real problem comes, right? Because then you start paying a high premium for a car that's just okay, and then it doesn't make sense financially anymore. And then people start hating the brand, and it comes down to cost effectiveness, right? If you have to pay, you know, $10,000 for a car that's, you know, only worth $40,000, the car doesn't start to make a lot of sense. Now, if you're driving a QV, maybe a little bit different story. You maybe have the budget for that. But if you're driving a little 2.0, you know, I don't think you're making crazy money, and you don't want to spend $2,000 on brakes for a regular car. I'll just go pick up a Camry for that same price, and that's where the bad perception comes. So I think if Alfa overall changed their dealer network and figured that out, I think the brand would have a little bit of a better perception. But if you know how to work on your own cars and do your own maintenance, that's one way to win too. Because we're going to do our own brakes and we're going to do our own oil changes. So, or find somebody who's going to do it affordably. Right?
Right.
Now the benefits. Why would you want one? 4-door sedan, Brembo brakes, carbon fiber drive shaft, 50/50 weight distribution, boosted, turbocharged, running like 20-something pounds of boost from the factory. It's a really good time. You drop it into economy, you get 27 to 28 miles per gallon. I don't know what it actually is, I'll put it up there. But fuel economy, meaning you're not spending too much on gas, you still get a full petrol engine. It's still a 4-cylinder, so it's still pretty good on gas. But also, if you want to go fast, hybrid turbos just came out from Euro Compulsion and Squadra. You can get this up to 400 horsepower, which is stupid. I mean, you know, there's it really is. You know, there's a lot of benefits to a car like this. Not only that, handling's phenomenal. The new Maserati, the SUV, has the same motor as this, and they're charging like $65,000 for the car. If you can pick one of these up used, again, you guys, if you're a long time here, you guys know we picked this up for $18,500, but they're anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000. You can pick this up, and you get a really solid chassis. It's an $80,000 chassis. If you look at the QV and the 2.0, they're the same chassis, same aluminum chassis. $80,000 chassis, you're picking up for $25,000. You literally can't beat that. There's no car on the market, you know, unless you're maybe looking at like a Subaru where you're getting Brembo brakes, not even a carbon fiber drive shaft, but all these benefits to this car you're not getting in any other manufacturer because you're buying the name. And so I think Alfa Romeo knows that, and they're trying to give you a top of the line vehicle for a very affordable price, and I think they deliver on that. I think it's negative perception that keeps the sales down. But if more people just got behind the wheel and drove it, what sold me on the Giulia was driving it for the first time. And I think that's probably what sold Crystal too.
Yeah,
just
it really
driving
did.
it. You know, you can say everything about handling and experience and all that until you actually drive one. You kind of know what you'll just get it. You got the benefits, you got the reliability. Most importantly, people really care about is appreciation and value. Something really great that Alfa's done is they kept the body style exactly the same from 2017 all the way to 2022. The only thing that changes in the different makes is the infotainment systems, the steering wheel, you know, the what is this?
Center console.
The center console. So little minor things change, but nothing significant from the exterior changes, meaning it keeps your value up. Going even into the 2023 model, the only thing that changes really is the headlights, which should be a plug and play directly onto this one once they come out. So you get this newer look, and you get to keep that, and it doesn't depreciate the value, because once you start changing drastic things on the body, as everybody knows, you know, the value just starts to go down. That's just the way the world works. Nobody wants an outdated model. So you can buy anything from 2017 all the way up, and you'll still get retain at least some of the same value that you will buying any year, even going into the 2023 year. To my understanding, I know Alfa Romeo committed to being here in the States for the next 10 years, but I think they want to go electric by 2030. I could be wrong, I forget one of those dates, but they want to go all electric. I get it, every brand is doing it, but what's going to end up happening it's going to make the petrol motors worth that much more. I think 2023 it should be hybrid. I don't know. We don't know what's going to come out with, but if they end up going hybrid, I think it'll make the petrol motors go up in value. Hagerty has this rated as one of the most probable to be a collector's item. And I think that's true, obviously with the QVs, but even if the QVs keep that same value, I think the 2.0s aren't far behind. I think these are very underrated for everything that you get. Again, just looking at the market and its competitors around there, there's not a lot of comps that you can look at where you're getting so much value for such a great price. If you look at the $25,000 price point, which is to go for used, to the rest of the used market, you're not getting this much value in any other brand. That's just hands down fact. I think these are going to be a great used car for certain people. I don't think this is going to ever go down under like the $10,000 price point. I think they're going to retain their value somewhere around there, just by scarcity. That's my personal opinion. Again, this is just a guy on YouTube. We don't know. If we look at this logically here, people really care about retaining value. I think it's going to retain value. People care about reliability. For me personally, in my experience, I found them reliable. I think people are just, those consumer reports are just slightly wrong. And then value, best bang for your buck compared to if you're looking for performance or just luxury. I think this hits all those points. So, if you're trying to be sold on this brand or this car, if you own an Alfa, put them down in the comments what you guys think, what you agree with, what you don't agree with. I try to sell this car to everybody that I come in contact with. Everybody that we talk to, I'm trying to sell them and trying to help them understand how good of a value that this truly is. But yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully you're sold. We're going to try to do this daily vlog, daily upload. I don't know how well it's going to work. We're definitely going to hope it works really well, but there's that.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow, so.
This is it. This is all we had. Debate me in the comments. If you think another car is better, send it my way. Please let me know if you think there's another car better. I would love to go take a look at it and go review one, and if you sell me on it, I'll go buy one. But I highly doubt that you will.
We're not gonna buy it.
We will buy it. We
won't buy it.
If you convince me on another car that I'm just not looking at, I 100% will buy. I will sell a car, one of my cars, to go pick it up.
No, he won't.
I will.
No, he won't.
But I'm a great debater.
Oh my god, Ricky's fantastic at debating. My
Yeah.
goodness.
So good luck.
Oh my god, this stupid stuff.
Don't tell me something stupid either. Don't tell me about a Focus. 'Cause I'm gonna tell me on some bogus stuff. Give me a good sales pitch and I'll
Can we get food?
Yeah.
I'm about to vomit.
Alright guys, thank you for watching another Modern Motors video, and we'll see you tomorrow. Huh?